Loading snacks.
What's good, Loading Snacks Universe? Your boy Jokes is here. I got the homie Marcus, and it is time for another episode of the Finisher Podcast.
Finisher.
Hey, y'all. Happy SummerSlam weekend. We're literally here. We're getting ready for the big show, but before then, you guys will probably watch some of this before you actually watch SummerSlam, so appreciate it if you do so. As usual, best place to get everything Loading Snacks related, beacons.ai/loading snacks. This is where you can tune into all of the antics from the Loading Snack crew. So, of course, obviously, the Finisher Podcast, Wrestling Chat, Anime Chat, Loading Snacks Weekly, and everything that we do in between there. That is going to be your best place to follow us at. Appreciate however you guys are consuming this, whether you're listening on Spotify, whether you're watching on YouTube. You know, we greatly appreciate it as usual. You know, Marcus, anytime we have PLEs, you know, it's always an extremely long weekend potentially. And because this is the big one, well, the second biggest one of WWE, we got a long weekend ahead of us.
Yeah.
But before we get to SummerSlam, you know, we'll briefly talk for it. But you know what I wanted to bring up? So, you know, we talked in the past about, you know, introducing more women's championships into WWE to kind of expand and get things out. But now we've learned over on the AEW side, Tony Khan has been working on the AEW Women's Tag Team Championships. Which surprisingly enough, I'm surprised it actually hasn't been introduced sooner. And it looks like it looks like things were on the horizon. But I don't know if you saw this. So did you see from the casino battle royal match from All In?
Yeah.
Apparently 25% of the women in that match are currently now out injured.
Yeah, I saw that. But isn't there still like 23, 30 female wrestlers on the roster for AEW? Not including Mama Wayne.
Not including Mama Wayne. But when I heard that, now don't get me wrong, 25% is not necessarily in the grand schemes is a big number. But when you have like some of your main, like I'm just gonna throw a few people out there. So Mina Shirakawa, who is currently the interim Ring of Honor Women's Television Champion, is currently one of those that's injured. Jamie Hayter, Red Velvet, Harley Cameron are also out with injuries as well too. To throw another one in the mix, Hikaru Shida has been, you know, we said at one point that we haven't seen her in a while. She apparently is out with visa issues. So that's been, I feel like, a few months now for it. But we see these type of things. Like, don't get me wrong. Professional wrestling, injuries are bound to happen. This is just the nature of the business. But when you hear, like, in one match, you have lost a good chunk of your women's division, I feel like that says something. Don't get me wrong. Freak of nature things happen. I'm a little. This is kind of crazy to think that, you know, plans have gotten derailed as much because of this.
Yeah, because Jamie Hayter like just came back like 2 months ago, like a month, 2 months.
It hasn't. Yeah, I was gonna say it hasn't been a super long period of time. So what? Like, I know we have, you know, listen, we have our gripes about everything in certain places or whatever, but AEW just can't seem to stay in the lane that they need to at times. And it seems like we just veer off the road. Now, the women's singles competitor side has been doing solid. Obviously, you could use some of your main singles competitors and tag teams, but, you know, we've talked about WWE and how they'll just randomly stick people together to make tag teams. I don't necessarily want to see them do that in AEW, but it looks like as of now, from what Tony Khan said, the plans for the AEW women, like he says, the belts are made, like they're done. They are just ready to be announced and pulled out of the closet, and so we can run with this female division. what is it with AEW and running into like these things just on a constant basis? It's an unfortunate thing, but it's just
Sometimes they just need to clean up their spots, man. That's what it comes down to. Is just I don't know, prepare more. I don't know if they're not preparing enough or training enough or rehearsing enough some of those spots, like, or if it's just bad luck of just like, hey, like this just happened. Maybe I don't know. It's a conditioning thing. Who knows? Like it could be numerous things, but I don't. It's hard to just say, yeah, do this, and then we won't run into these problems.
understand definitely. But it's
So
like, yeah, AEW just can't. They just can't shake some of these just bad streak type of things that have happened. I think we've seen a lot of positive. Like, we've had our issues with AEW. We still have our pillars that we need to go back and probably review.
yep.
Um, but there's been a lot of progress I think we've seen in AEW, and I'm happy for that.
I
Um,
mean, also, in truth be told, for this women's tag team division, he could just put it on Anna Jay and Ty Mello because they are an actual tag team.
mhm. And that's the how many legitimate women's tag teams would you say currently reside in AEW right now? Like, I feel like there's not. I don't. I really don't think there's
Like
any
actual women's
like
tag team, there's not
actual,
many.
yeah, like
There's
actual
not
women's
many.
tag team. Like when I think of that, like I can't think of any that are actually legitimate tag teams. And the ones that have like partnered, I feel like we've had a couple of partnerships, and I feel like they've burnt out pretty fast. So Megan Bain and Penelope Ford, I think definitely gonna be one. Sky Blue and Julia Hart, like you
Yeah.
said, Tamelo and Anna Jay. Like those are the only those are like the only three that I think that are legitimate tag teams. And that worries me a little bit. Like, I don't get me wrong, if you're talented, we can stick you together. You could probably make it work. But when you don't have that full on chemistry of being the tag team, that sometimes can expose you. And that's one of the things that I worry about. Let's just say, you know what, Casino Battle Royal went through fine, and we now are at this place where you know what, he's ready to introduce the tag team championships.
I mean, there's still Chris Statlander and Willow. They've been a tag team before.
Been a tag team, but right now I think they are probably as far apart as they could probably be currently right now. So I don't. There's story ways I feel like we could get them back together again. Um, but for current standpoint, they are not a tag team at all. So it seems like if we're gonna do this, it's gonna be a random assortment of women that they just put together. And if that's what the case is, like, I don't know if I want it right now, because I feel like they're going to end up running into the exact same issues that WWE ran into. I can't even say the beginning. I would say like for almost the life of what the women's tag team champions chips have been. Um, I use now WWE's men tag team division because at one point, if things were getting off the rail a little bit, and I would say within the last year now, we have seen a solid introduction of tag teams that are legitimate tag teams competing for the championship. So I think we definitely saw that gear shift there, but I don't know why we haven't applied this on the women's side. Like, I switched to WWE for a minute. Dropping back to NXT. I know now we have a couple, but it seems like we're not in the realm of developing the women's tag team division the same way as we would the men's side. Which I think I don't know why that's being done is so, because you know what, you build them up. If you're a tag team, I know you have to make that decision. When you are early in your development of becoming a professional wrestler, hey, you got to kind of pick that avenue. Am I focusing on being a singles competitor, or do I want to focus on being a tag team? Eventually, you know what, tag teams can get to that point where they can split off and do individual things. Jimmy and Jay, for the longest, Usos tag team. That was what they did. And I would say almost to the full extent, them going their separate ways actually worked for them. Jimmy had the unfortunate piece of getting injured during the start of his rise in the singles competitor side, which kind of derailed him a little bit. And then from there, Jay just took off. And I feel like if Jimmy wouldn't have gotten injured, they may not necessarily be on that exact same incline, but I think that he would have been able to establish himself a little bit more. And then
Yeah.
I look on the side of the women, like we're just pushing them into being singles competitors, but not the tag team. Like right now, by all means, I feel like Charlotte and Alexa should not be working. And clearly, I like they kind of worked in the fact, like, listen, we are not friends. We're not like they're
Hey,
tying it
hey, hey! You
almost.
can't say the F word.
Can't say the F word. You can't say the F word. Um, I feel like the two of them can mesh together pretty well, but inevitably they're not really a full on tag team. I feel like they're kind of like the Triple H and Stone Cold. Like we took these awesome, great singles competitors and put them together. Now, granted, I feel like the Power Trip was an anomaly. It was like that. It worked. Like it worked. But I feel like in time of days now, like it's just not working that well.
Yeah. I feel as though, as far as that specific tag team, it's definitely being carried more Bliss than Flair.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's kind of like a Daniel Bryan Kane type tag team where it's just like, oh, are they going to actually hug it out? Are they actually going to, you know, like say that they're friends and blah blah blah? Like I feel like that's the direction they're leaning. But as far as like them building up the women's tag team,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you have to. Your mindset has to be different
Mm-hmm.
when you say, you know what, I want to be a tag team wrestler. I want to go down this avenue. I feel like your mindset has to be like, all right, we got to figure out how we're going to coordinate our moves. We got to make it look nice. We got to
Mm-hmm.
make sure that it's clean and safe, and this is how we're going to do it, and all these other type factors versus when you're a singles competitor, it's like drastically, I would say 75% just solely on you.
Mm-hmm.
And uh heck, if you look at the Hardys when they broke up, Edge and Christian when they broke up, like all of those uh teams that ended up going their singles route, they all found success, but their foundation at a core level was tag team wrestling.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
So I guess like if they want to push the tag team division, no matter what brand of wrestling that you're watching from whatever universe, like you have to make that foundation. And that is where both are struggling. Is the actual foundation. Not that they don't have talent that can be a part of
Valid.
a tag team. It's that that foundation has not been set. Even when you go back to the early stages of NXT, when it was first getting started, there was no real, oh, well, we don't see you as a singles competitor right now. We're going to put you in a tag team. We're going to
Mm-hmm.
make you a part of this tag team. That was never the case. It was all right. We are trying to make stars.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, superstars, and that was the focus. Not we're making tag team superstars. We're not looking for the female version of the Dudleys or Team
Mm-hmm.
Extreme, Edge and Christian, uh the Road Warriors, the Road Dogs. Like we're not looking for any of that. I
Mm-hmm.
figure we're in a space now where those gimmicks before cannot translate right now in the women's side of things. So they have to be
They got to
a
be
lot
original.
more. They have to be original and it has to be creative. It has to draw the audience in and the viewers in and still produce positive and negative heat.
Mm-hmm.
Which let's say the Iconics, they
Hey,
have like
that
they
is that is like the Iconics. inspiration, whatever. They are perfect. Like they, I feel like, are the perfect embodiment of being a women's tag team. They have been a tag team. They have done solo runs. They are the perfect example of what a women's tag team should be.
Even if you go far back as like Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, solid tag team.
Mm,
Like you have to allow your talent to find their niche with each other. Be like, okay, we work great together. These are the ideas that I have on how we can get over, so we can get more screen time. We can have more microphone time. That way we can continue to better and chase after our end goal, maybe becoming single individuals or whatever, you know? Uh but yeah, it's definitely something both companies, well, yeah, both companies, because TNA has a pretty solid women's tag team division. So yeah, it's just probably both uh these two companies. They just need to, you
mm.
know, dial it back, just not slow it down or speed it up, but just find your stride. Like, don't go full sprint, don't go like a slow walk, just like a fast walk jog.
A fast walk. Ain't
Like,
that kind of the same? Fast walk.
no, 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 it's not the same. If you ever seen like speed walking and
Oh, I've
jogging,
seen.
it's
Hey,
not the same. It's not
I've
the
seen
same.
speed walking. Oh man, but you bring up TNA, and I think with TNA having an actual solid women's tag team foundation, I feel like WWE should be able to learn from that pretty quick. Now I know, like, listen, we have our thoughts right now on the relationship with TNA and WWE, that maybe WWE already has TNA in the bank, but I feel like that is a good foundation right there for your women's tag team division. Like, if it ends up being that we have to use Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and now TNA to run with the women's tag, like, I'm not mad that we would have to utilize all four shows necessarily right now, unlike Raw and SmackDown having their own independent men's tag teams. If it's going to take us to take those four shows and legitimately take tag teams and do this whole time thing, I'm good with it. AEW doesn't necessarily have that extra flexibility. They have Ring of Honor, obviously, that they can work around and stuff. But the unfortunate piece with Ring of Honor is a lot of people just don't consume the Ring of Honor content. Fortunately, it's behind a paywall, and a lot of people don't want to shell out I think it's like $8 a month or something like that to be able to watch Ring of Honor on a weekly basis. Because that was one of the issues that we had with Athena for the longest time. It's like we kept up with Athena and being women's champion, but if you didn't watch for the Ring of Honor product, you had no idea that she was over here dominating all the women that stepped foot in Ring of Honor. And that would be a downfall if they try to do that type of thing with the AEW Women's Championship if introduced to it. Because then you isolate and you just can't always keep up with what's going on. So obviously, Dynamite and Collision, we have things that
I mean, they have
spill over.
CMLL. They have
CMLO, yeah.
They have New Japan. So like they have avenues
Mm-hmm.
to get their talent more tag team time,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like, again, you have to have that foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't just say, okay, we're going to put Mercedes Monet and uh not Penelope Ford. What's another
I
one
don't
that
even know
has
who you. I don't even know who you put Mercedes
Thunder
with.
Rosa? Like, we can't just put
Mm.
Mercedes Monet and Thunder Rosa together and be like, okay, be a tag team.
Absolutely not. That isn't even. They don't even match up. Which I'm afraid that they would try to do some stuff like that. I feel like Mercedes just right now wouldn't meld or mesh well with anybody, just with the way that she is. So she now has 8 belts. Then she got a couple more this like past week. Um, hey, listen, praises to Mercedes. I said it before, she's doing the damn thing. I know people, a lot of people don't like Mercedes, but she is her own Kenny Omega belt collector in her own right.
Hey,
She actually
she's the
got
CEO for a reason.
she's actually a little bit ahead of Kenny because I think Kenny at max may have only had 5 or 6. So
Yeah, but
she,
there are a lot more women titles that she have, or like they're like dual titles. So asterisk caveat, whatever. No shade, no shade. She's like she doing it. She doing her thing, and like kudos to her and congrats. Like she's like, hey, whatever. No matter what you can say, she's bringing eyes to the product.
valid. Very. Hey, listen, that's very valid. And the partnerships, like, hey, listen, we're anime fans. She now has a partnership with Crunchyroll, which is absolutely amazing. Like, honest truth, I want the shirt, t-shirt or the sweatshirt that she's on there, like drawn in anime form. When you have someone like that can bring extra eyes to your product, it's valid. And I would like to
And,
see them be able to do
like
that with
in
the tag.
Crunchyroll, millions of subscribers, millions of subscribers, and now they're gonna say, who's Mercedes Monet? Why is she in the Crunchyroll store? Like, what is like, who is this? And it's gonna say AEW.
Yep.
What
I'm
is
bring
AEW?
like Google
Google search
search.
AEW, All Elite Wrestling, and then they're gonna they're gonna say Mercedes Monet, and it's gonna have her with all the belts, and you're gonna be
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, she's a champion. Let me see what she's about.
Yeah, that's right.
So
But
same thing with Will Osprey, being an exec a part of Assassin's Creed. Like that's still a genre in its of
uh,
itself.
this dude needs to be a playable character in Assassin's Creed. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't care if he should be a protagonist somehow, but if he ends up being the villain that we actually have to go after, I have no gripes. I have no gripes with.
He's gonna hit you with a hidden blade, and that's gonna be the intro to the game.
I don't know. I just feel like that's a miss if they don't include him somehow within the lore of Assassin's Creed in some shape or form. It's a miss. It's a miss. We can have a whole discussion on that. Um, but yeah, I'm like, listen, I'm all for the empowerment, having more women's matches, but I just don't want you to throw these women's tag belts into the mix of everything and then just say you guys are a tag team now. We don't have no place for you on a singles storyline right now. Get out there and be a tag team. Like, I just don't want it to go that way. But I feel like with the step back because of the injuries, maybe this is a good time to start figuring out who works together the best, and let's do some small, let's do tech. Like, listen, we know I appreciate how Tony Khan will bring in like indie performers from like the home state of like wherever it is that they currently are in. If that's what's going to take, let's bring a couple of them in because, hey, listen, any promotion, there's a lot of women's tag teams. You can easily bring some of them in, even if they don't end up staying. That's a good way to kind of help build and put together tag teams. But right now, that plan has been put on the back burner, and maybe honestly, it's a good thing that it did happen. I don't want to say that because of this way that it happened, but I feel like we got to put a little bit more into actual women's tag team if we're gonna do this properly, and not just throw them together. That's
Yep.
that's where I'm at right now. Um, what you got? You thinking about over there right now?
Uh, well, this is more of a SummerSlam thing,
Mm,
but I'm not buying. I'm not buying what happened on Friday. Like I'm not buying it. Like I'm not reeled in. Like I feel like I was watching a show
mm-hmm.
and like I'm just like waiting for the swerve to happen and be like,
Hmm.
"Ha, gotcha again, you idiot!" Like I was just like waiting for it, and like I know he said he would never go down a certain route
Hmm.
because that's the whole reason why he came back. But if they do this just a setup for that, I'm still right because now the name of because of when he won like the ring, like it will all make sense, and like I still win. So for those of you who didn't watch, where I'm talking about a spot that happened on Friday. If you don't know, go ahead and watch. Spoilers,
It
spoiler,
doesn't matter at this point.
spoiler. Yeah, I'm talking about the John Cena Cody Rhodes spot in which John Cena seemingly turned back face like flawlessly, like that man still got it. Uh,
Oh,
like the
listen. Everything he did and said and executed was perfection. But it's like, so let's. I think he, you know what, he hit the nail on the head. The people that brought him in to do this the way it are gone. So we know currently The Rock is nowhere near any of these storylines for the foreseeable future. Um, Travis Scott apparently, the WWE is not doing anything with him anymore. From what I've read, the they say one, he doesn't have the mind for the business, which I mean that can mean a multitude of different things. I know with what his schedule can be like with touring and in trying to be a performer within the WWE, that's going to create issues. Like Logan Paul's an anomaly. Like
I mean, but he's also not a mega star like Travis Scott. He's
that's
not
valid.
actually touring,
That's very valid.
doing music. Like this dude sits on his couch, does a podcast with like whomever he wants, and then does a little bit of content here and there, pre-recorded release on the schedule.
Hmm.
But then, okay, if
Yeah.
you're after that, you should be training because you signed a full time contract with
Hmm.
WWE.
That's
You
very
said
valid
you're
too.
all in. So
Yeah, that's very.
technically, WWE is this man's full time job.
You're right. You're 100% correct. Um, but yeah, I'm with you. The Cena
I
face
heard it was
turn.
just basically it was like time thing. It was just like
Yeah,
like there was no he couldn't. I
just
wouldn't
couldn't.
say he would flake, but I would say that there was always time conflicts
Hmm.
with Travis Scott and WWE.
Hmm. So I, you know what? Listen, even though it was kind of, I don't want to say lackluster in the build that we, because you know how I felt like, I still feel like, and we're gonna say, I still feel like John Cena, R-Truth is probably going to be in game. But if the issue right now, I have like obviously we're kind of in the same place. We're not completely sold, and somehow Cena's gonna flip. I don't know. Maybe he has a new business partner, new partnership with somebody that we just don't know just yet.
Bro, I just want
Um.
the new music, bro. Just drop the utter release
Oh,
track.
we're
That's
done.
all I want, bro.
If he's truly a face now, that music is it's completely locked away. We will never
Bro, just
hear.
drop it. I don't even want 4K. Just drop the track, bro. Drop the 240p track, bro. Just drop it. Just
We are
drop the
totally
track.
never. We're never gonna get that. But I look at it this way: if Cena's a face, I I see him at this point probably losing the championship to Cody, and then we build up the third and final bout between the two of them before the end of the year. So Survivor Series, maybe an extra. I don't know if they'll add in something that we're not aware of right now to like the December schedule. Because as of right now, like Cena stated numerous times, this is it. December, his last date after, I don't know the exact date, is in December. So um he turns face, this would be a good opportunity where he would then shift the belt back to Cody. The two of them end up somehow becoming a tag team for a little bit. Like I could see that being a thing. Like I don't know if they would necessarily go for
I
the.
don't know. Like I actually see them not turning Cody full heel,
Mhm.
but giving him the Stone Cold treatment. Like he goes half Homelander and not full Homelander.
I don't think you can do it right now. I don't think you could do it right. I think Cody right now, with all the publicity they're making sure that he is bringing to the show, he's not he's not John Cena level yet, where it's like you turn him and that just alienates like your younger fan base and everything. I don't think he's quite there, but I do think Cody is in this place right now where I think turning him heel would negatively affect the business. Don't get me wrong, we want it. I think for there's a bunch of us that you listen. We've seen Cody on the independents and his heel work. We know he can do it. That is not an issue. But I think him turning heel right now hurts things a little bit more. Now, granted, you can do the same thing like they're kind of doing with the Cena Cody feud, and you could have Cody and like Jey Uso. We could have the two of them after being friends for so long, almost like the Kevin Sammy type of thing that you could do. I don't know if that's the right play right now, especially with Jay neck deep in being with Roman and them taking on everything on their side right now. So I don't think, or it could be because I mean, without Seth necessarily in that situation, this may be Roman Jay win, and now we go on to Jay now having to deal with the Cody issue at hand. I don't know, but I don't think turning him heel right now is in the best interest. I think we have to slow burn that. That has got to be one of those things we build like over like half a year. Small instances like you just see, like we've seen little small snippets where we think Cody was going to end up attacking like Jey Uso or thing. Like we've seen very small glimpse, but I think this has
Like
got to
I thought,
be
like legit when he got the beer, I was like, oh, this is a Stone Cold spot. Like
it.
this is
That had it
like
all written all over. That was what I was expecting. It was written all that was going to happen, but I'm not completely sold. Like we won't know this until Sunday because they're going to
yeah,
be
they're closing out the
they're
show.
closing out the show Sunday. Um, right now, I don't have if Cena makes the he stays a heel. I don't know who his backup is currently. Clearly, like I said, The Rock and Travis Scott, at least for the foreseeable, what we can see right now, out of the picture. Now, the one alignment that could be cool, at least for a temporary type of thing, is you align Cena. Now, walk with me for a second. You align Cena with Paul Heyman. Right now, with Seth on the shelf, we don't like undisclosed amount of time, whatever. There's still, hey, listen, there's still people, there's still some fluke stuff about the Seth Rollins injury that are floating around, but you have the likes of a Paul Heyman that backs John Cena. By all means, Cena doesn't need a mouthpiece. But if you took the two of them together and then you give Cena like his henchman in Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, that's an insane powerhouse that you could do. Now, this could be a temporary fix. And let's say Seth is on the shelf for through the beginning of the year. He comes back and now he has this falling out with Paul Heyman, the same way that Roman had with Paul Heyman. And this is what ends up starting to mend their relationship back together. Obviously, we won't get full Shield because we're not going to have Dean Ambrose on the WWE side. But this is where we could start to see their healing process happen. And I think this is where you can fix two stories that unfortunately got derailed from injury slash just not having time. Like, I don't know. I think you
I mean,
stick
there are
Paul
lots
Heyman.
of ways to do Seth and the Paul Heyman
Mm-hmm.
and Shield 2.0. Like there are numerous ways to have that story to still continue until he gets
Mm-hmm.
back. Um, I mean, he like you could align Finn with Paul.
I would glad. I would gladly.
WWE, I'm telling you, push my man Finn Balor. Like
We
I'm
just
getting
gotta
tired.
get we gotta get out the judgment. And listen, the Judgment Day thing was we were supposed to be getting though that last piece of it where he separated, but unfortunately getting hurt kind of just derailed that. So
Hey,
we
put
have these
Finn
elements.
in with Paul Heyman, and let me tell you, the magic will happen. Like I guarantee you, magic will happen.
I would gladly take. Hey, listen, that would be a smooth take. Hey, listen, it was Seth's reason why Finn lost the belt in the first place. I know he went after the revenge. Seth kind of won that, but there's not to say this to be more retribution in them crossing paths again. But I think for that to work, we have to. If we don't align Finn with Paul, Finn absolutely has to become a face to take on Paul Heyman and crew. But now Finn's got to figure out a new crew. Like obviously, the Gallows and Anderson thing is gone once again. We never dove back into that. I that's the one miss that I don't know what it is that we could not pull the trigger on
Because
Finn.
WWE being cheap. Just
I
let
wouldn't
me
even say
rent.
being cheap.
Nah, they
Like,
being cheap. They won't go. They won't say, "Hey, can we rent Bullet Club for like?"
but they don't need to do it. They don't have to do that. They like listen. They don't need the Bullet Club name. Just having Finn, AJ, Gallows, and Anderson together would have been perfect. And the thing I loved about it was Finn and AJ easily can flip flop in who is the main champion, who takes the Intercontinental or US Championship, whatever it may be. And you just have this. I don't want to say the power trip, it's hard to compare Triple H and Stone Cold to anybody, but you literally have two of your high competitors in the company that you could put together and work as a crew. Gallows and Anderson will those two dudes will do anything. From what I see, those dudes will do anything, which I love. But we never could pull that trigger, and it just upsets me to this day. And honestly, we probably will never see that unfold, other than like some years from now. AJ finally, when he does retire, he's just doing his appearances, and he'll have Gallows and Anderson will get appearances. That's going to be about it.
I mean, like we had a pretty good lineup. We had Finn, we have AJ, we had the Good Brothers. Uh, we
Hey,
have Cody, we have Tama,
We had God. Like
we
everyone,
have we
listen.
have God. Like bro, like we have actual Miriam. We have actual Bullet Club already like teed up. Just pull the
I know,
trigger and
and that could have been
execute.
an easy faction for Finn to have as backup. Now, if Finn could at least get AJ to be a part of a new squad or something, hey, cool. Finn and AJ, solid start. But now you gotta have at least one or two other people that can be that extra backup in there. Because let's be real, the bloodline is not going away no time soon, and we're adding members. Um, Not to get too far off on. Did
Zilla
you
on the way.
did you see that? Speaking, yeah, and we'll briefly touch on that before we wrap up. But did you see that Haku and Rikishi both canceled their appearances over the weekend at what's the name of? I forget the name of the event that always happens during like the WrestleMania and SummerSlam weekends. They both canceled their appearances, which was a little weird. And then on top of that, Zilla dropped his remember which promotion is to Bully of all people. That's a whole nother
Yep.
conversation. So yeah, so Zilla now doesn't have that main championship. He was on TNA
Yep.
within the last week
With
and a
the
half
championship. Yep.
with the
For the
championship.
new for whatever the promotion, the new promotion, the hottest new promotion that was out because Enzo was like the mouthpiece. So
So Zilla has already crossed into the realm of easily migrating on the WWE programming was showing up on
And
TNA.
he was teed up as a member of the Bloodline.
So listen, if this is that backup that we're gonna need, because right now Solo has a squad. Solo has a squad, and there's got to be something to compete with that. And
And right
so,
now it is just Jimmy and Jacob.
and then listen,
Double J. That's funny.
I know, but then listen, if we get Rikishi and Haku that can show up now, by all means, I don't think they'll go for the reins of tribal chief, but they will be like, like how The Rock, the high chief, like they will be in like that position, that role within each one of these extra factions of the bloodline. I don't know about everybody else. The bloodline story for me right now just can't, like, it can't get old. I know we've been kind of telling the same story for like 5 years, six. There's just so many of them, and I feel like there's just so many avenues of stories that we can weave in and out. Like, obviously, we're having internal family issues. Like, we can easily do that again. But I know we got off the, but bringing it back, yeah. If we can stick Paul with Cena, if that ends up being, hey, listen, that'd be a crazy way to end SummerSlam. That would be a crazy way to end SummerSlam. And then I guess we tee up
I
John
mean, but
Cena.
that's assuming John Cena
Goes, it's
does a double turn and becomes a heel again.
I don't know. And listen, he sold me, but at the same time, I messaged you and said, and I'm just like, my head is tilted a little bit, and I'm kind
It's
of like,
like I was like, bro, I'm looking at 2003 John Cena right now, but at the same time, I was just like,
hey,
didn't you just finish like acting in like Peacemaker season 2?
hey,
Like,
listen,
bro, who
he
are we
got
looking at right
he
now?
got a little bit
Who
of
are we
time.
really looking at?
But the first thing that came to mind was the Mark Henry bit.
Yeah,
Him, and, I was just like, oh, he gonna pull, like, he's not retiring, but turn fit. I just think that would just further deepen the heelness of John Cena if he pulled that off. But I feel like right now, in order for him to do that, there has to be another chess piece. Him at SummerSlam, just turning the heel thing back on. That's not going to do it because we kind of expected. I need somebody else's chess piece. I know if John Cena is the king in this piece, I need the knight, and that knight can be Paul Heyman. That could be a cool thing, and then we just create a whole
hey, you know what?
whole.
What's happen though? Low key, that's not going to happen.
Mm,
Matt Cardona.
look,
If Matt Cardona comes in and helps John Cena win, and John Cena turns heel, we can actually get Matt Cardona, Zack Ryder back in the WWE. Because Matt
listen,
Cardona has already been on TNA.
he's been on TNA. He was on TNA AEW within, like, I think, like 3 to 4 weeks of each other. But Matt Cardona showing back up in WWE will break the internet for that all of 30 seconds. Um, and listen, Cardona goes straight to the top. Like, there's no two ways. Cardona is now in main event contendership, and you can throw Cardona out there with just about, I feel like, anybody currently, and they can have a good run. I like that. I like that. But yeah, just like that, I don't think what happened. I think they'll slow burn him back in if they ever get to that point for it. Um, I don't know. But right now, I'm not sold on the John Cena face turn. I'm not sold. It's
The only other thing I could think of is Nick Nemeth and his brother coming to help John Cena.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that either.
And him saying it should have been me.
Listen, they could throw Nick Nemeth in any place and say it should have been me. They could throw him in any tag or any championship opportunity with someone that should have been me. I was back here decades ago. What they could throw him in any mix, but yeah. But otherwise, hey, listen, we're in for about 16 hours of SummerSlam action. If you
Yep.
include like
First time ever.
the pre-show and all that stuff on there for it, like, hey, listen, AEW running some long shows, but listen, I'm gonna take all 16 of these hours, and there's enough time you can flesh out all these matches and throw some twists in there. Uh, I'm
Hey,
in
here's an
for it.
idea. Flush out your women's tag team division in the pre-show.
At the start, AEW can learn from that too, but you guys got to work on that too. Um, but I think that about wraps things up. Let us know what you think. Uh, Let us know what you think about the AEW Women's Tag Team Championship potential that could be out there. And what do you think about this John Cena face turn? Is it garbage? Is it fake? Or is he? Do we have Super Cena back? Let us know in the comments below. We're about to get off. Like we gotta prepare ourselves. We gotta go. I gotta go out. I gotta be ready. Um,
Yeah, get some snacks.
get the snackages. Uh, Appreciate everyone, however you're tuning in, listening, watching. Just like we said in the beginning, beacons.ai/loading snacks. Best way to keep up with everything. And please do us a favor, like and share this, and make sure you get us on any of our platforms. A lot of people are still not aware. Spotify, Apple Music, I believe on Amazon podcast as well too. Like, listen, this we are everywhere. If you just type in loading snacks, you're gonna find us in some shape or form. But
Takes
as
2 seconds. 2 seconds.
couple seconds for it. Um, but we greatly appreciate however you're consuming this content. We're gonna go ahead and get out here. But until the next episode of the Finisher Podcast, this has been your boy Jokes with the homie Marcus. Do me a favor, let the people know what they need to hear.
Just remember, if your back is against the ropes, doesn't mean you can't move forward. And with that, we're out. Tooters and loose.
Loading snacks.